Have you ever faced a moment when someone judged you based purely on assumptions? This story will leave you stunned and inspired. It's about resilience, justice, and the kind of empowerment that changes the narrative. Settle in as we unravel the story of Dr. Ilara Sterling, a woman who transformed an experience of prejudice into a moment of triumph. The morning sun gleamed brightly over the private airport terminal, its golden rays dancing on the sleek glass facade. The scene exuded luxury. Expensive cars lined the entrance, chauffeurs in crisp uniforms opened doors, and the air inside carried the rich aroma of fresh coffee mingled with the subtle scent of leather upholstery. In this world of exclusivity, Ilara Sterling walked with quiet elegance. Dressed impeccably in a tailored navy blazer and silk blouse, her hair pulled back in a sleek low bun, Ilara commanded attention without needing to demand it. Her every step echoed confidence and purpose. Today, she wasn't just another passenger. She was the owner of the private jet she intended to board. Yet, her composed demeanor would soon be tested. At the check-in counter, a polite but distant attendant greeted her. "Good morning, ma'am. May I have your name and flight details, please?" "Ilara Sterling," she replied warmly. "I have a private flight to Chicago." The attendant's fingers danced across the keyboard before she nodded with a smile. "Yes, doctor." "Sterling, you're all set. The jet is ready, and the crew will be boarding shortly. Would you like to wait in the VIP lounge, or would you prefer to board now?" Ilara chose to board immediately, thanking the attendant with a small smile. Her heels clicked softly against the polished marble floors as she approached Gate 7. There it was, her jet, gleaming in the sunlight, a testament to her hard work and success. But as she neared the aircraft, an unexpected confrontation awaited her. A tall, broad-shouldered man in a captain's uniform stepped forward. His posture was rigid, his expression less welcoming than it should have been. The name tag on his chest read, "Captain Bryce Langston." "Can I help you, ma'am?" he asked, his tone carrying an edge of skepticism. "I'm here for the flight to Chicago," Ilara replied, her voice calm but firm. The captain's eyes swept over her, taking in her designer suitcase and impeccable attire. A faint smirk curled his lips. "This is a private flight, ma'am," he said, folding his arms. "I think you might be at the wrong gate." Ilara's eyebrows lifted slightly, but she kept her composure. "This is Gate 7, correct?" she asked. "It is," he confirmed, his tone carrying an air of condescension. "But this jet is for private clients only." "I am a private client," Ilara stated firmly. Captain Langston chuckled, shaking his head. "Look, ma'am, I'm not sure who told you that, but this isn't the kind of flight you book online. This is an exclusive charter for high-level executives." Ilara tightened her grip on her suitcase, but remained calm. Before she could respond, a flight attendant named Clara approached, clipboard in hand. "Is there a problem?" Clara asked, her eyes darting between Ilara and Captain Langston. "Just a bit of confusion," the captain replied dismissively. "She thinks she's on this flight." Clara turned to Ilara. "Do you have documentation, ma'am?" she asked, her tone tinged with doubt. Without a word, Ilara retrieved her phone, tapped a few times, and handed it to Clara. The confirmation email on the screen was clear: her name, the flight number, and the destination. Clara's eyes widened as she read it. Glancing between Ilara and Captain Langston, she handed the phone back. "Everything seems to be in order," she admitted quietly. Captain Langston's jaw tightened, his face betraying his discomfort. Reluctantly, he stepped aside. Ilara walked past him, her silence more powerful than any retort. Every step she took up the staircase of the jet was an act of quiet defiance, but the confrontation was far from over. Inside the jet, the opulence was undeniable. Leather seats, soft ivory finishes, and a dining table adorned with crystal glasses and fresh orchids spoke of luxury and success. This was a sanctuary Ilara had earned through years of hard work, but the atmosphere shifted as Captain Langston and the flight attendants entered the cabin behind her. "Dr. Sterling," the captain began, his tone now stiff but formal. "I'm afraid there's been some sort of mix-up with the manifest." Ilara turned slowly, her gaze steady and unyielding. "I'm aware," she replied coolly. "I arranged those protocols myself." A heavy pause filled the cabin. Captain Langston blinked, his confidence faltering. "With all due respect, ma'am," he stammered, "these are exclusive charters for Sterling Enterprises executives," Alara finished for him. "Yes, I know. I'm the CEO of Sterling Enterprises. This is my jet." Her words hit like a thunderclap. Clara's face went pale, her eyes darting nervously. Captain Langston stood frozen, unable to respond. The silence was deafening, broken only by the faint hum of the engines. "You assumed," Alara continued, her voice sharp but controlled, "that I didn't belong here because of how I look. If it wasn't my appearance, then what was it?" Captain Langston opened his mouth, but no words came out. Alara's gaze didn't waver. "I've heard enough," she said, pulling out her phone. "Yes, this is Dr. Alara Sterling. I need the terminal manager at Gate 7 immediately. There's an incident with my crew that needs to be addressed." When the terminal manager arrived, Alara wasted no time. "Effective immediately," she said firmly. "Captain Langston and Clara are relieved of their duties. They no longer represent Sterling Enterprises." "Dr. Sterling, please," Captain Langston protested. "This was a misunderstanding." "No," Alara replied, her voice as sharp as glass. "It was a choice, and choices have consequences." The manager nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. "I'll process it immediately, Doctor." Sterling Alara turned to the crew one last time. "Let this be a lesson," she said. "Respect isn't optional, it's a requirement." As Alara settled into her seat, she exhaled deeply, allowing herself a moment to reflect. But then, a soft knock on the cabin door caught her attention. A young flight technician entered hesitantly, carrying a small tablet. "Dr. Sterling, I thought you might want to see this," he said, extending the device. Curious, Alara took it and read the data on the screen. Her eyes narrowed as she scanned the report. "What's this?" she asked, her tone sharp with suspicion. "It's the pre-flight maintenance log," the technician explained. "There's an anomaly here. It seems like someone tampered with the fuel gauge calibration." Alara's heart raced. "Are you saying this jet isn't safe to fly?" "Not necessarily unsafe," the technician clarified, "but it could lead to inaccurate fuel readings mid-flight. I wanted to bring it to your attention before takeoff." Alara immediately called the terminal manager again. Within minutes, a team of engineers arrived to inspect the jet. As they worked, another startling discovery came to light. Someone had deliberately entered incorrect fuel readings into the system. The terminal manager's face turned grim. "Dr. Sterling, this is no coincidence," he said. "It appears someone wanted to sabotage your flight." Alara's mind raced. Could it have been Captain Langston or Clara retaliating for being dismissed? Or was there a deeper conspiracy at play, targeting her as the CEO of a powerful enterprise? "I want a full investigation," Alara demanded, "no stone unturned. And tighten security around this jet immediately." As the engineers worked tirelessly to fix the issue, Alara's resolve hardened. She wasn't just fighting against prejudice now, she was fighting for her safety and her company's integrity. This battle was far from over, but Alara Sterling was no stranger to adversity. She would face it head-on, just as she always had. Meanwhile, as the investigation unfolded, a shadowy figure watched from a distance. Hidden behind tinted windows of an unmarked car, they tapped on their phone, sending a cryptic message. The plan is delayed, but not over. The wheels of a larger scheme were in motion, and Alara was at the center of it. This story isn't just about Alara Sterling. It's a testament to everyone who has ever been underestimated or judged unfairly. Alara's calm but firm response wasn't just about reclaiming her dignity. It was a stand against prejudice in all its forms. And now, it's a story of resilience in the face of danger. What would you have done in Alara's position? Would you have spoken up or let it slide? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story moved you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Whispered Worlds for more powerful stories that inspire and empower. Together, we can amplify the voices that matter. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.